Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah, welcome to Drinking Bros, France Press Edition, kids.
Gulp.
He's back. He's back from, where were you? Was it vacation? What were you doing down there?
Fat camp.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you drop?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't go in pounds.
200-300 pounds?
Yeah.
What do you got? By hand sizes?
No, it's just, it's shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go from like grimace shape to Achilles shape.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where are you at right now, you feel?
Mid Achilles.
Mid Achilles right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
I've got like Ned Flanders going on up here.
I didn't know if you guys were getting focused up. Like whenever, Marcus is involved, Marcus Luttrell is involved, you never know what it is.
No, because him and I both drag each other to the weirdest shit.
Yeah. So are you allowed to talk about it or no?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Where did you guys go?
It's Exos. It's in Pensacola, Florida. Like, Marcus has been going for 14 years. Mm-hmm. He goes once a year.
Yep.
It's
oh, shit. Melanie was telling me about
the
his wife.
Eagle Fund.
Yeah.
Is something Marcus had kind of helped kick off way back when, and it's to fund veterans to go through this program. It's all just kind of training how to cater to your injuries if you have wear and tear and things like that, and like how to get mobility back.
Gotcha. Yeah. Do you have wear and tear?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. What do you guys specifically work on there? Like for somebody like you, I know him. He and his wife actually told me about this one night. What are you training specifically that you were injured?
We were doing all around. I'm not like, it's just my shoulders are shot from jumping, and my hips fucking wrecked from jumping.
Yeah. Do they pay you to do this? Does the government give you like a stipend or anything? And like, hey,
no,
or is it when you just come home like you're on your own?
Active duty people, when they're retiring, they can apply to go through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But you got to skip the line. You didn't apply, did you?
No. We went. And made a sizable donation to the Eagle Fund.
Sure, why not?
Of course. Hey, they took care of me there. I loved the staff there was awesome. Like, it was fun.
That's great. And how long does it last usually?
We just go for 2 weeks. The program for retirees is 4 weeks.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, he said it was about a month.
Yeah.
So he says he spends a month out of the year there getting worked on and stuff like that. So that's cool. Mm-hmm. You should take D'Anthony with you,
I can.
No.
I'm all set.
No. You would be astonished.
At what exactly?
What they teach you.
I'm sure it's great. I just don't care.
He would love it.
Look
at it on his face.
If there was a hotel where he could get high and play video games, and then that was the trip, I think that would be fun.
Are you playing games?
Not really. I just get high and stare at the fucking wall.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're done with video games these days?
Not done. I just nothing really interests me anymore.
New Diablo's coming out soon.
I never really got into that.
What's your jam?
I like sports games. I really enjoyed the Assassin's Creed games as well. Those were good.
I'm in Valhalla right now.
Yeah.
I recommend it.
I've played it.
Okay.
You're in it?
No, I'm like playing.
I was like, dude, are you in the fucking game?
No. What was
because
cool,
we had Rudy Reyes on last week, and he's like, dude, he's in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it.
Rudy.
I understand that, but it's like still, hey, dude, you're in the fucking game. He's like, yeah, I'm in the game.
What I recommend is you watch The Last Kingdom, the series, and then play Valhalla at the same time, because it takes place in the same place at the same time.
So you feel like you're killing people out there?
It's like it lets you explore what you're watching in the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. By the way, I love this Ketone IQ. I know these guys are sponsors. I don't know if they're on today or not. I usually start with a shot, and I forgot to. Whose glass is this? Is this your dirty little glass, Delco?
Yeah, I couldn't find the kind of shot glass it comes with. So
it's fine. This is a Drinkin' Bros shot glass. We actually sell these on drinkinbros.com, so I like that. Bob, can I trust where his mouth was?
You can trust where it's been, not where it's going.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's in for a weekend.
Well, he's going to a sex club, right?
I do.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Are you familiar with quantum entanglement?
Mm-mm.
So, quantum entanglement is this quantum physics principle where if two atoms or two quarks or whatever subatomic particle come into contact with one another, they can then communicate instantaneously over any amount of distance. Well, recently we found that they also can transmit information to the past, although we can't really figure out why or how it works or anything like that.
Okay.
But it is the case. So there's a chance that he could give you herpes.
Herpes from the
Yeah.
future or
Yeah.
from the past?
So from the future. So if this sex club is anywhere near like the Large Hadron Collider or
Yep.
anything like that, you may want to fucking get your mouth washed.
Right,
Well,
because
it's-
the
it's
past,
too late
present,
now.
and future are all happening at the same time.
Well, that is actually true. I don't want to
Yeah.
go down a fucking rabbit hole here. Can somebody bring me? Oh, here I can use this book.
What book is that?
Doesn't matter.
We'll shout out the book.
It's Saving Aziz by Chad Robichaux.
Okay.
It's a good book.
Chad
But-
tastes nice.
Yeah, it does.
This
Sure does.
is so we're three-dimensional, right? Mm-hmm. Up, down, back, forward, left, right.
Z, X, and Y space.
Correct, yeah. So I guess you could say the next dimension above us would be four-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
There would be an extra dimension, and you can visualize that by thinking about what two-dimensional is. It's just a flat sheet of paper.
Right.
Although technically there would be no height at all. Right?
Yeah.
Technically. But you can imagine what it would be like if you lived on the surface of what Carl Sagan called flatland, which is just a two-dimensional space. You lived on the surface of this, you're just a dot on the page.
Mm-hmm.
So you only see around you. There's no up, no down. And then somebody lifts you up off of it, right? You can imagine what that might look like. For us, it would look something like atoms, instead of having three dimensions, would be a tesseract, if you know what that is. It's a cube with lines coming out from all the vertices and then another cube outside of that. It's hard to visualize. But the point of that is, if you were able to manipulate things in the second or fourth dimension, this is all of time in the second dimension. So imagine each one of these pages is a single moment in time in two-dimensional world.
Yeah.
But so if you're two-dimensional, you see the pages flipping and it looks like time passing. But for us in the third dimension, it's just one thing. It's one solid object. So from the perspective of the fourth spatial dimension, all of time and our dimension and the third dimension, from whatever created the universe until the end of the universe, all exists as a single object, all in one space and time right now in the fourth dimension. So he's right.
And do you feel like time is moving faster, slower, or normal?
For me, it's slow,
Okay.
but it's all about perspective.
Where
right?
do you think we are?
Right now?
Yeah.
I think we're in
the
a
time.
brain.
No. I'm saying in the time spectrum. Are we still pretty at the beginning?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're at the beginning.
Technically speaking, but there will be a lot more of the universe will exist without life for way longer than it, like for trillions of times longer than it will with life.
Yeah, that I understand. I just don't know where we're at as far as that timeline goes, because I'm with you.
We're in the middle of it. I would say there's probably another 2 billion years of
Of
life,
Earth left?
of life. Well, Earth will. Our sun is going to go red giant
In 2 bill.
in 4 billion years, I
4
think,
bill,
4.5 billion years. So what that means is it'll run out of helium or hydrogen and helium and oxygen and carbon to burn, and it'll get up to iron. But the sun's mass isn't enough for it to collapse in on itself and start a black hole. So what happens is it expands rapidly and turns red, and the sun will reach all the way out, I think, right around to Jupiter. That's how big it'll be.
Yeah.
And then it'll shrink
Pluto
back down into what's
will
called a white dwarf.
unfreeze.
That'd be
White
sweet,
dwarf.
dude.
And then if by some, luck, I guess, some large planet gets sucked in by its gravity back towards it, you could still have life there next to a white dwarf, because it does produce some amount of energy, but you would have to be as close as Mercury is, not like Earth would freeze.
Okay. That's what they called Peter Dinklage, was the White Dwarf. A lot of people.
Yeah, but getting back to like the time, the one thing I would say that why we are the luckiest in that whole thing when you think about it is because we were around when Matt Damon made that movie, The Great Wall.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
It is, and he saved China. It was a white man who saved China, and I believe them.
With a bow and arrow.
Yes, and we all know that.
Why did that movie just
white
disappear?
people save everyone? What do you mean? Why did it
Well, it
disappear?
disappeared because it's politically inconvenient for everyone who was involved in it. That's why.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure did. Nobody wanted to
It
see
was
that.
a great movie.
You see the trailer, okay?
Yeah.
It's China. It's the Great Wall of China, and you're in it. You're like, oh man. And then there's one honky there, and it's Matt Damon, and he's gonna save China. It's a little too much for Americans and Chinese.
With a magnet,
No, the
by the
Chinese
way.
people love
Spoiler alert, I'm sorry, but a magnet saved China.
in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw it. Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
a great
refuse.
movie.
Yeah, I refuse to do that.
You should see it.
I'm not gonna do it.
It's really good.
I'm gonna see his next one. I'm amped about his next
No,
one.
The Great Wall came out in 2015.
Yeah, I'm all good on that.
You should watch
The
it.
next one comes out in 3 weeks. I'm seeing this movie in 3 weeks.
Is it The Great Wall 2?
No, it's about. It's called Air. It's
That
the,
sounds shit.
It's the making of Nike.
That sounds shit.
It's the making of Nike.
Boring.
Amazing. It's gonna be amazing, and I'm amped for it. It's
Yeah,
him
I
and Ben Affleck. Again.
Yeah, and I think Timothy Chalamet is playing Michael Jordan.
Is he really? Be
He can
fucking
do anything.
great. He sure can.
You can do anything.
Not even
He's
in
a
blackface.
special talent.
No makeup, just
you-
straight up.
Yeah, he's
and-
a special
and
talent. that guy.
Everyone's mad about it, but you're gonna look right in his eyes and believe it.
Fuck yeah.
The moment
I'm in.
it rolls,
I'm all in, dude. You put Daniel Day-Lewis in that shit, he could probably play Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but
I'm
he's too old to
convinced.
play a 20-year-old Michael Jordan.
No, I understand that.
no, Daniel Day-Lewis is
understand
so method that he would beat Michael Jordan one-on-one.
Oh yeah.
How are you going to thoroughly appreciate this movie and Matt Damon's performance with you not having seen The Great Wall with Matt Damon?
So I am able to separate the artist from the art, and I know that Matt Damon is an actor that does a bunch of different movies. There's going to be some that I like, and there's going to be some that I don't like.
Yeah, but you're not seeing this
I
one.
don't want to see that fucking movie. I don't want to see him
do.
saving Chinese people. Like, it doesn't make sense. I know what that pitch meeting was like at Hollywood, where they were like, look, we need to get the fucking Chinese dollars over here, and we need to get this movie in a box office.
It made a lot of money in
I
China,
sure
by the way.
did.
I thought it was wasn't it funded by Chinese, like rich Chinese dudes? Like,
Well, they couldn't come out and outright say that, but that was the rumor.
I think it was
Yeah.
like a bunch of Chinese millionaires or billionaires were like, let's make a movie.
Sure was.
And they made a good
Sure
one.
Was.
They made a good one.
And
What was good about it?
That's all fine.
exactly?
I mean,
is there a picture of Matt Damon in this? Put it for the audience. Yeah, just pop it up on screen because
I'm just
once you
saying
see
it was
it,
a
you're gonna be like,
good
this is a
movie."
bad idea. The movies you like though are
amazing.
way off.
They're great.
Way off.
I am
friends.
100 for 100.
You don't have to play the trailer or anything. Let's just see. Look at that. I just can't do it from that picture. I'm out. I can't fucking do
He
this.
is a master bow and arrowsman.
Well, aren't there aliens in this too?
It's an archer, right?
Yeah,
Bows
an
and
archist.
arrowsmans? Yeah.
An archist.
Yeah.
Does he fight aliens in this?
Yes.
What?
You didn't know?
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
You didn't know?
It's Friday? Today's Friday, right? Yeah. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
You didn't know that it's monsters?
No, I didn't
Yeah.
know it's monsters.
It's
Is that what
monsters.
those- All right, so
Pull it up. Pull up
zoom
the
in.
monsters.
Wait, hang on. So from this pic right here, zoom in.
They're
back,
on the wall.
Back right. That looks like a fucking dog head.
No,
As
that's
a person.
It's
those
a
are
helmet.
Those are helmets.
Oh, those are helmets
Yeah.
on dogs.
No, those
Oh.
are those are soldiers.
On Chinese.
But monsters or
No, those are
actual
Chinese
China.
or-
See if you could find the monsters. They're creepy
Have you seen this,
looking.
Bob? You know, like it's monsters.
I've
It's to
seen
make
like,
them up.
parts on YouTube and stuff like that. By the way, not the only white in there. Willem Dafoe also in this
Yeah,
movie.
William Dafoe's in there.
big
And
fan of that
our,
white.
Our favorite actor, Pedro Pascal.
Well, he's your favorite actor now. You know, you guys
Well,
didn't
he
love
was-
him back in the day.
Oh
He was
yeah, you
saying-
see those scary monsters?
He was saying that ironically because Pedro Pascal is a woke cunt that gets people fired all the
Doesn't
time.
matter. He's on the hottest show
Yeah,
on TV.
see that
the
thing?
ratings for that are 8.1 million. I mean, it's gnarly.
That right there.
That's what Matt Damon's
it's-
fighting?
There's millions of them attacking. That's why they have the wall. That's why you
terrible.
learn about the wall.
So
And
this
then-
is what a Mongolian looks like.
I think the Chinese were trying to say that this is how, through their eyes, that's what a Mongolian looks like.
Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
this seems pretty racist to me.
This sure does. Now we're getting somewhere.
And then you learn that a magnet makes them not communicate with each other.
Really?
And
Electromagnetism, yeah.
Okay.
Matt Damon.
I've never
has
seen the
to
movie, but that's a
save
real thing.
China. He saved China.
he saved China altogether.
From evil, scary monsters.
Did he fuck one of these things, or how'd that go?
I don't think so. I didn't see that scene.
I didn't either, but
Deleted scene.
yeah. Is there a storm in the area, by the way?
Did we just get a
fucking thing that there was no power? I was
There's a
like,
storm inside me.
I'm going to text him now. I was like, shit, power's out down the road. I was like, all right, I don't know what's going on. I saw a nasty accident on the way here. Maybe somebody fucking drove into that goddamn pole.
Possible, yeah.
Yeah. I'll check this out now. I mean, look, Oscars are this weekend.
Here's how I stumbled on it.
You're not going to watch that, are you?
No.
You're going to watch
You
Jimmy
should.
Kimmel for 3 hours?
No, not the Oscars.
Oh, the Oscars, yeah. I'll pop it on.
Man, I would
Pop it on.
rather shove a fucking hot curling
But
iron up my ass.
that's why I watch it.
Jimmy
I
Kimmel's
like
a
to
fucking
see the
turd.
downfall of it.
Yeah,
I
he's
like to
such
see
a
the
garbage
downfall in
fucking
it.
person.
It would be really nice if they would just keep that picture of him in blackface as Karl Malone up for the entire, instead of having, they've got the big Oscars on either side. Just have it. It's just him.
Be great. It'd be fucking great. I hope look, because this comes out Sunday nights, audio. I hope Top Gun wins.
Didn't
I
he
just want Top Gun to
call?
win.
Didn't he call
Best picture.
somebody out though over wanting He called some athlete a tinfoil hat wearer because they wanted the Epstein flight logs published.
Oh, yeah, Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Jimmy Kimmel said that?
Yeah, that was all the memes all week was tell us you weren't on the fucking plane without telling us you weren't on the plane. Like it's like everybody's memeing Jimmy Kimmel because he called out Aaron Rodgers.
Holy shit. That's wild. It's one of those things, getting to be one of those things out there where they're just saying the craziest shit and they think it's fine. What the fuck did I watch this morning? Jane Fonda said, go murder politicians. Do you have that clip? Yeah, pro-life. Can you play that clip from Twitter? Because that was going on this morning, and I was like, what the fuck are people doing these days? Like, because there's no way she'll get canceled for this.
Well, she's 80 years old. How do you
yeah,
cancel
why
an
the
80-year-old?
fuck do we
Well,
care?
the weirdest thing, she's working more than anybody else that's like fucking 20 right now.
Just slapped the Metamucil out of her hand.
She looks great for 80. That's weird, dude.
She needs to just.
I was on the fucking View.
Oh, go figure.
Play this clip. We're already demonetized.
To
on
her
fucking-
left, our right, is that what's that one?
Lily Tomlin.
Yeah, Lily Tomlin.
Lily Tom. Okay, so they do a TV show together on Netflix.
Something in
They were
Frankie.
also in the 80 for Brady movie. And then who is that? Joy Behar. So Whoopi Goldberg is out, and I don't know the others. Play the clip though. I haven't seen this, but everybody's been raging about it all day.
We're not going back. I don't care what the laws are. We're not going back.
I think the women will rise up.
That's the
Is that as loud as it'll go?
That's Jane.
speaking, and she probably will get a Nobel Prize.
But it's the truth.
Very soon.
It is the truth.
But
We're not going to do it.
Besides
We're gonna fight.
marching and protesting, what else do you suggest?
Well,
It doesn't
I thought of
happen
murder.
overnight. It's not a miraculous. What did you say?
Murder.
She's kidding. Wait a second. She's just
Now,
kidding.
don't say that. That's
Oh, you don't know. They'll pick up on that and
Yeah,
just run
that's
with
the
it.
worst.
She's just
Joking.
kidding. It's
Well, let me
Oh
talk to you about.
God, these.
Oh, she's not saying she's kidding. Holy shit, I was waiting for it. I was like, all right, cool. She's gonna. Nah, she didn't give a fuck. I mean, I guess at 80, who cares, right? Who
We
gives
do
a
that
shit?
on this show all the time, and you guys are under 80.
Well, we do all the time, yeah, but we're not celebrities trying to get jobs, right? Hollywood is
Carrot
definitely
chasers.
Yes,
That we like to call
it.
them.
Is definitely a place where, like, dude, whatever you say matters. Pedro Pascal, speaking of, didn't he get Gina Carano canceled? Wasn't that him?
Yeah.
From Star Wars.
Yeah, because she put like herp derp for her pronouns in her bio. And
That's right.
You're making fun of that. Like, okay, cool.
And
She got fired from Star Wars.
yeah.
So that's interesting.
So I don't. I haven't seen any of. I haven't seen any more of The Mandalorian after that, and I haven't seen The Last of Us either. Though I did play the video game because I'm not gonna support that shit.
Yeah, what's it based on?
A video game.
Oh, it is.
Called
Okay.
The Last of Us. Yeah.
Is it like a pandemic or something? That's what it looks like from the trailers.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't gotten into it yet, but the ratings keep going up and up and up every single week.
Well, like if you want to see like a very effeminate Ron Swanson open mouth kiss another man for some
and
period
bottom.
of time.
Stop it.
what?
Is he eating ass in this?
No. He's bottoming.
He's also not.
He's a
feminine.
power bottom?
Yeah, he's
Ron
more-
Swanson
he's
from
a
Parks and
bear.
Rec?
He's a bear that's also a bottom. Yeah.
In what?
Man, I am.
There's a bottom
I
there.
am
In The Last of
digesting
Us.
a lot.
In The
today.
Last of Us?
Yeah,
Like
holy
they get that
shit.
detailed?
He's
Did
just
they
getting
show
fucked
him
in his-
getting butt fucked?
repeatedly. Yeah.
Kinda.
How close does it get?
You know.
Well, it's all the way inside of him.
It's the implication.
Is it? You got to go method for something like that. DDL would have taken that dick right in the ass. Holy shit, Ron Swanson, huh? Just going full power bottom for this. I mean, look, if the money's there, I guess, you know. Holy shit, I didn't know
about
that.
this scene where you take this man.
Yeah, can you imagine that conversation with the director? So I'm not gay. How do I take this penis from this man?
But you know, I went down the rabbit hole because Andy Stump from Cleared Hot.
Yeah.
I spent all weekend with him. It was a blast. It was so funny. But he loves to fuck with the karate guy. What's this? Steven Seagal.
Oh,
Like-
you know what's funny? So I post a bunch of weird Seagal clips, and they always tag Andy Stump.
Yeah, because
What's the
he's
story
always
there?
he's just always like talking shit because it's like he's like, this dude's a phony. And then he sent me this documentary like video on YouTube like that kind of outlines all this weird shit Steven Seagal has done. Like
Yeah.
like there was like Jenny McCarthy like came forward and was like he was trying to cast me for a movie. And he said he needed to see me naked, and she's like, "There's no nudity in this movie," and he goes, "It's off-camera nudity." Like,
Shut the fuck
dude,
up.
it's fucking
She did
weird.
Playboy. You can just look it up on the internet.
Right.
Yeah, but you kind of want to see it in person, and that's when Hollywood used to be fun, you know.
I have Nick Offerman nude from The Last of Us in one of his gay sex scenes here.
Can we?
That's
How
his
much can we
penis.
show?
Okay,
Yeah,
well
we
here's
can't
for you
show any
guys.
of
It's
that,
his penis right here.
Okay.
Get Offerman's
Oh,
penis.
can you zoom into it and
I'm-
then keep his penis out of it?
Believe it or not, Bob, I know where the penis is on a human male.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm actually
I'm
just kidding.
I'm just trying to see how hairy or dirty he is there. Can we zoom in on that?
Is
or
this
no?
the start of a sex scene? It looks like a robbery.
He looks thin.
Right.
Is he thinner now?
That's also not Nick Offerman.
No, it is Nick Offerman, but it's him showing his cock in Deadwood.
Oh, okay.
This isn't-
He whipped his thing out in Deadwood a couple. He's been doing some sex stuff on HBO for a while.
And he whipped his hog out.
Whipped his hog out on Deadwood season
Swanson
one.
got a sweet dong.
It
Let's
can't be.
bring up
It
a
can't
dong.
be hard. We know that.
Yeah, type in. Yeah,
I'll show you.
yeah,
I'll get the video for you,
60%.
dude.
Well, yeah, let's see this dick. Ah, shit, it's blocked by the camera 4 thing for me.
This is no fun.
Oh, look at that, dude.
This is no fun.
It's all naturals there. There we go. Full new. Oh, I know what he's doing there. That's a classic dude trick, dude. Where you grab it all the way down as far at the shaft as you can, like, and then you make it, you can stretch it out and make it look bigger.
okay.
I understand the Offerman move there. Wait, is that really him?
Yeah. He fucking takes his cock out in Deadwood.
No way. Dude.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I'm into it. And I know what he did there. So you chub up for a little bit, right? We've all done this for dick pics. Chub up for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you gotta, you hold it down by the base as far as it'll go, like right, by the abdomen there, and you can get an extra inch out of it. Good for him.
all right.
And now he's getting fucked by dudes in this, is what you're saying? In This Is Us, or The Last of Us, or whatever the fuck it's called. If we got a pic of that, I'd love to see it. Who's the dude that's fucking him? Is it a big guy?
It's Ormond from White Lotus.
No way.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Who's that? The couple you never thought you knew.
Holy
You needed.
shit.
It's actually like very good.
Yeah, do you like the show itself? Everybody
Yeah.
else loves it.
The episode in the show is good.
Okay. Yeah, I just
Yeah,
want to see
I'm
the two of them
good.
together. No, you're not, Jared.
I'm good.
No,
I'm just gonna
I had to
watch.
watch fucking Matt Damon in The Great Wall. You're going to see some cock today, all right? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna watch The Great Wall again.
I'm sure
I'm
you
gonna-
are,
I'm gonna
dude.
invite you over and make popcorn.
My only request is watch Behind the Candelabra with Matt Damon right afterwards.
Okay.
Do you know what's in that?
Nope.
Matt Damon is a power bottom. There was a
Well, no, he's not
very
a power bottom.
Yeah, he is. He
don't
is.
think.
Because you know who's on top? Michael Douglas.
Yeah, but
He's a power bottom.
what do you know?
What
What power bottom is?
classifies a power bottom?
You gotta be real sturdy and powerful. That's what it's.
A power bottom means you're getting fucked in the ass, but you're the man in the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. That's what that is.
Oh,
That's what Matt Damon is in that. Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. So Behind the Candelabra is Liberace. So Liberace was boning Matt Damon in that, and then, I mean, it's real graphic and close in the camera.
There's a lot of dude on dude stuff going on today's episode, huh?
Well, that happens. That's going to happen from time to time. But Sunday, I'm going to tune in to see if TC wins the Oscar for.
You think
for
anybody's
Top Gun.
getting slapped?
Well, he's not going to win anything.
He would if Top Gun wins. So the new rules state that the 3 producers get the award and then give the speech. So he would do it, and I think it would be him, Bruckheimer, and somebody else, and they're going to let him do it. I think just for I said this
Why is he not allowed to get an Oscar?
on RPR? Because he wasn't nominated for Best Actor.
Yeah, he's not nominated for Best Actor.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think because that movie saved Hollywood, they owe him that Oscar. Just give him the Best Picture.
Yeah, it saved movie theaters.
It did.
It
It's
saved
all
everything.
fucking bought off. So it's like, dude, let Tom Cruise have his moment. He's what?
Has he never gotten an Oscar?
Never got an Oscar.
What?
Yeah.
How?
I know.
That's just. Is it because they hate Scientology?
No.
He doesn't really do Oscar movie. I mean, a couple of them, like
Magnolia, he should have won for, in
Magnolia.
my opinion, and that would have been Best Supporting. Bob, what is he, 60 at this point? Yeah. Okay. So I always look at it from an age standpoint where you don't have much time left, and when these people don't win, you're like, oh, fuck, they'll never get back there again.
Yeah.
And I felt the same way about Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler, where he had won all the other awards, and I was just like, just give him the fucking Oscar. It's Mickey Rourke. Just give him the Oscar.
I know. Why would you let Tom Cruise exit Hollywood without an Oscar? That's like just
Right. And I don't want to see him. Yes.
He's made like I think $8 billion. Like
Probably more than that.
yeah, I think it's more than that.
So
I was looking at something.
He's been nominated for an Oscar 3 times.
Okay, so Magnolia, I
Best
know.
Supporting was Magnolia.
Correct.
And then
Interview
best,
with a Vampire, maybe.
No,
Jerry Maguire?
Jerry Maguire is nominated for Best Actor, and Born on the 4th of July. He was nominated for
Oh,
Best Actor.
fuck, dude. I forgot about Born on the 4th of July. Who did he lose to? Like, who did he lose to Born on the 4th of July
What
for?
was that, 84?
No, I want to say 88. 89. There it is. Okay. Who did he lose to? I don't even know if I was born yet.
Dustin Hoffman,
For
Rain Man.
You
Oh, shit.
88 years old.
Damn it, dude.
I think it was Rain Man.
Yeah, you're not taking Rain Man away from. Well, shit, he was in Rain Man. Tom Cruise was in Rain Man.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Fuck. Damn it, man. And he's good because Tom Cruise makes him look good.
Yeah.
Shit. Is that what it was, Bob?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, thank God.
So
All right.
Oh, no, that's not. That's a different year.
So he was up against Kenneth Branagh.
It would have been 1990.
Yes. Robin Williams in Dead Poet Society.
Okay.
Daniel Day-Lewis in My Left Foot. And Morgan Freeman in Driving Miss Daisy.
Oh, no. Oh, Miss Daisy. Did DDL win?
Yeah, he won from My Left Foot.
Yeah, he did.
That was his first one, I think.
Shit. You can't beat him, though. That's like all those years that Jordan won the championships. You can't beat DDL. I'm
No,
sorry.
You're just fucked. Like, if you
Damn
come up
it.
against him, it's,
Yeah.
Dude.
That's the wrong
Hey,
year.
was The Great Wall nominated for any?
Sure wasn't. Well, actually, I think it got some sound or editing awards. I'm not kidding. I think it was nominated for that bullshit, but definitely not Best Picture, Best Actor. They don't want it. They don't want that shit anywhere near mainstream at all, man. But yeah, as far as the Oscars go, Jimmy Kimmel wasn't their first choice. It was.
He's never been anybody's first choice. For
No. It was. I believe they tried Kevin Hart, and he told him to fuck off. Oh shit! No, they had Chris Rock. It was Chris Rock, and he goes, "Fuck off. We're good, dude." Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think that's kind of the way it's probably going to go and head, and then it'll go stream on Netflix.
It's just done.
We'll
They're
see.
done.
Yeah, we'll see what the ratings are this year because like Screen Actors Guild streamed on YouTube this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What about the Film Actors Guild?
Not sure,
taking
but
him
isn't
a
Matt
minute.
Damon the head of that too?
Yeah.
No, I know it. I'm just trying not to say the word.
He was involved.
He sure was.
I think, who was the head of it in that? Was it? Oh, no, it was Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, Baldwin.
That's right. Baldwin was in it. Yeah, you're right. He was the head of the Film Actors.
By the way, Alec Baldwin has killed more people than any of the January 6th protesters.
That's true. That's true.
That is true.
Watching this footage this week has been astounding, by the way.
It's been pretty funny. I mean, it's what we all knew already.
I didn't know the
Yeah, but
extent of
now
it like
what?
this.
But now,
exactly.
now
Now
what do they
nothing.
do?
Yeah.
I mean, no kidding. Like it must have been 2 months ago or so. I turned on CNN because I've never done that. I was just like, I'm going to let this play while I was in the office.
Okay.
And like, you get 60 minutes of the trial on the internet.
Right.
Dude, they must have said January 6th 180 times in that 60 minutes.
Oh, really?
Of just the news playing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's strange, man. Like all of these stories with the Twitter files, Dan and I've talked about this before, the Twitter files, this video and all this other shit, like it seems like it's there for a week and then everybody collectively shuts it down. We were talking about Cocaine Mitch McConnell, talking shit about it the other day, and then magically he fell down a flight of stairs and is still hospitalized. Look, if we're going to call it for Fetterman, we might call it for this guy.
Do we know if Fetterman's in a hospital? Or?
Fetterman's got to be dead, right?
I don't know. Like, is it confirmed?
Do you have any contacts at Walter Reed?
No.
Because all you have to do is say, look, cup your ear out in the hallway and just listen for, hey, you God. And if you hear that, then you know he's still alive.
That's what he sounds like.
That's what he sounds like.
I don't think he's alive, but the
they're not telling anybody?
Right. So
No.
if he's incapacitated and there needs to be a replacement for him before August 19th of this year, then there is a special election. But if it's after August 19th of this year, then the governor, who's a Democrat, gets to just pick somebody.
So where the hell is the answer here?
I don't know, man. I mean, at some point, you're going to have to ask for proof of life.
Yeah.
The wife already ditched, so she bounced up to Niagara Falls with the kids.
She says she comes back down
she
once a
left?
week or so and sees him.
Yeah, why?
But that's not true.
That's not true either.
She doesn't do that.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't come, and the whole thing is very bizarre. I feel like we're living in a fucking sim world, which we probably are.
I think
I just don't like this portion of the world.
Yeah.
I kind of think that she or both of them are Soviet assets of some sort. You know what I mean? Or maybe the CCP or something like that. But it's all just too convenient. It's some fucking. This is the classic Soviet information operation campaign where you develop assets. You go to universities and labor, and you find people who are adjacent, right? That come from wealthy families, and you turn them.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to turn a fucking wealthy person into a socialist, but it's not easy to turn, it's like somebody who works hard, because immediately they'll recognize that everybody else isn't working as hard as them, and they'll stop working hard, or they'll be like, this isn't fair. Why are we getting paid the same? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like but for a rich person that doesn't know the value of money, it's super easy. And he fits that mold. He comes from a family of fucking wealth and was adjacent to labor his entire life, but he's never actually been in labor.
Right.
And I think he's been developed as like a CCP or a Soviet asset, frankly.
Yeah, the wild thing is, for me, with some of this shit, you can, if you're close enough to it and you know enough about it, you can fake it just enough, right? Kind of like the man spot.
But you can,
Kidding.
yeah.
But,
No, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
There's a lot of people that brush up against veteran culture that kind of pick and choose the things that they want to do, but they didn't actually earn any of that shit. It happens, but it's the same. So you can tell in the delivery, because he's in the Rust Belt in labor, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're not talking about gender up there.
right.
They're
That's
walking.
it.
They're working at like fucking water canning facilities, and they're fracking in the hills to get natural gas and shit. They don't give two fucks about gender expression. You know what I mean? But that's all these motherfuckers talk about. So you can tell it's completely captured. And then it begs the question, like, if these people don't really represent the people they're supposed to be representing out in public, how is it exactly that they keep getting elected? You know what I mean?
I don't know, but then again, with this last election in 2020, right? Biden hid in the basement and got elected. Katie Hobbs
Kind of, right?
Didn't even
Kind of.
exist.
Katie Hobbs didn't go outside. Didn't do. I mean, at least Biden did
Two debates.
Two debates,
Yeah.
right? Katie Hobbs did not do any of those. She stayed quiet. Never heard of her. I mean, non-existent. Where Carrie Lake was fucking national.
Everywhere.
And for a governor to be national like that, and
That's
like
a big deal.
everybody know their name. I mean, it's rare. I can think of maybe 4 or 5 off the top of my head that I know in America, and it's probably Newsom, because he sucks at life, Gavin Newsom,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Gavin
But
Newsom.
forced his way into the headlines. Some of it not on purpose with the French Laundry bullshit and everything else. Wheelchair down here, and I think part of it's this show. The amount of people that scream wheelchair to us out in public are hilarious. And then you got Carrie Lake, who didn't win. She's not governor. Flip it over to Georgia, same thing. Stacey Abrams. Everybody fucking knows her and loves her on the Democratic side. She never won anything. And then governor-wise, I think DeSantis, and that's it. I don't even know the governor of North Carolina. and that's some state. Like I love North Carolina. I don't even know the governor there.
Yeah.
Usually, it used to
That
be a
is wild.
job where when you didn't. But if you think about it as a kid, all these governor jobs you didn't really know unless you lived in that state who the governor was. You didn't know all these fucking people from all these other places and everything else. So, yeah, it's strange. And then Fetterman, that's a whole different fucking case where, I mean, you can watch a Netflix special on that in 2 years and try to decipher what really happened there and why all these people got behind him and everything else.
We're living in 1984, so it's. Are you familiar with the fuck? I can't remember what it's called. Yuri Bezmenov, that Soviet dude.
Oh yes.
And it's the Soviet. Hold on, let me look up the name. Soviet subversion model is what it's called, and it's an information operation that was developed by even pre-Soviet. When they were trying to increase communism and labor inside of Western Europe, right?
Yeah.
So this is a strategy they used where you demoralize the population first by convincing the population that they're colonizers or that they're not taking care of their own people, or that you can do it in the inverse as well, where it's like, yeah, I don't agree with that person's behavior, but it's their right to do it, and it's illiberal to tell them they can't do what they want, even if it negatively impacts society, like Islamism, for example.
Yeah.
Right? And then you make it a moralistic issue. Now, if you want a concrete example of that, remember over the past 3 years how you were made to feel like you were unpatriotic or you didn't care about people because you were exercising your liberty to not do something. You know what I mean? Like masking or vaccination.
Yeah.
You were told that you don't care about people. You're a bad person for that. Now, it's not true, obviously, but a lot of people believe it is. And that's part of the demoralization. So the insidious thing about shit like that, especially CRT in schools, is that before the child is capable of mounting a sophisticated defense to an idea like that, they are programmed to believe it. Like, you're white, so you're bad. That's why they have all these weird fucking struggle sessions where the kids are forced to, like, bow down in front of black kids, stuff like that. It's just weird. But that's part of it. It is the demoralization of the culture. People aren't proud to be American anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if you don't follow the certain narratives, then they say that you're a bad person.
Correct,
I mean, going back to this J6 thing, you've had now the top Republicans and Democrats from the House and all that shit say what you're watching on Tucker Carlson, if you believe in this, like, that's not the truth.
Yeah, and all he's doing is playing video.
That's it. That's all he's doing. He's playing video, and he's saying, but all these politicians are speaking out on both sides and saying, what you're watching isn't the truth. Please stop watching this.
Stop watching.
That's phase two. Phase two is destabilization, and that's where, after you've broken everybody down into their little groups, you pit all the groups against each other, right? So we don't, from Russia's perspective, they want to win a war without firing a shot, right?
Right.
That's the ethos of. So American foreign policy is interventionism and trying to export liberty or whatever, which is a ridiculous idea, but that's what we do. And for them, the crowning achievement of the Soviet Union would be to win a war without ever firing a shot, right?
Yeah.
And that's phase two. It's destabilization. You don't have to. Russia doesn't have to invade us or get into a trade war with us because they have us pitted against each other. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And then last week, Phil Labonte was on a show. They were talking about the Chinese police stations, and like they're essentially monitoring Chinese immigrants, making sure that they're voting the way that they're supposed to.
Oh, is that what it is?
That was one of the things.
Yeah.
And
they're
That
policing
and to make sure that they're paying. So a lot of these people are in China. The Chinese government would pay for them to come here, and they have to do things for the Chinese government once they get here to pay them off for the expense.
So
which way do they want them to vote?
Left, obviously.
Why? No,
Because,
I don't think it's obvious.
Well, because they're leftists.
China is.
Yeah.
So I thought, and maybe this is foolishly, but I thought China would want us to buy more shit from them. Therefore, put a Republican in financially. Let's get everything rocking. So we just keep buying more shit from China.
Sure.
No, because
that's myopic. That's the short game. That's just dollars.
they need to get rid of the guns.
What's the long game? Yeah, what's the long game for China?
You've
Then?
got to get left politicians.
Influence is the long game. America's been the hegemon of the world since 1945, basically,
Yep.
right? And China is at its ceiling growth-wise until it takes the number 1 spot. And if you
don't think they're number 1 right now?
well, they may have just become number 1.
I was going to say, it feels like they are number 1.
Well, so yesterday we find that Saudi Arabia and Iran have reestablished diplomatic relationships, and it was a deal that was brokered by China. Now, that's not good for the United States.
No.
Right? It's not good for the world, really, but I mean, it is what it is. I think we should recall everybody that we have deployed or anywhere else and put them on our own border and have all of our guns facing outward.
Yeah.
That's what I think, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
China, that's why China has made us China and the Soviet Union have made us into what we are today, which is a people that live in one country who look at each other with suspicion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can't fight a war like that. We can't effectively fight a war when we're all looking at each other suspiciously. You know what I mean? And that's the point. And then there's the third phase is crisis, right? Which is financial crisis, or it's not typically a kinetic war effort or anything like that. It's something like COVID, which China definitely released on the world.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was a test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you
That
do
was their
something like
soft
that.
opening.
It's a nice soft opening, you know?
And
Come
then
to the restaurant, have some apps.
The fourth stage is called normalization, and that's where you let the dust settle, and then you leave all the policies in place, like all these fucking weird emergency orders and shit. The fact that you, as a non-U.S. citizen, you still can't come into this country unless you can prove you're vaccinated, shit like that.
Yeah.
You just leave those things in place, and you do this cycle over and over again, parts of it, over and over again until you get complete control of an area. And that's what they want. There are some people who are autocratic by nature, who are despots, who are insane people, like Erdogan in Turkey. He's just a fucking lunatic, right? Yeah. But there's other people. The liberal Westerners are more. It's an aristocracy. They think they are better and smarter than you. You're a pleb. You're a peasant.
Yeah.
And it's not that. We hate you or anything. You're just dumb, so we have to do these things for you. And the only way we can do it without people getting hurt is if we have total control over everything, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the way it is. And that's why the United States was founded the way it was, to be a self-correcting apparatus, right? So we have these founding documents that say things like, all people are created equal. And somebody who disagrees with that premise might say, well, the people who wrote that didn't allow women or black people or non-landowning white people even to vote. So how is that equal? You're like, you're correct. And then the process of our Constitution and Bill of Rights was applied to that problem and then solved it. That's a self-correcting apparatus. That's what it was meant to be. And now what we're doing is taking away the meritocracy of that. You know what I mean? There's no epistemology where this is true north and this is where we're aiming for. No matter what else happens, we're going to fuck up sometimes and people are going to be evil sometimes, but left to its own documentation, this will self-correct and stabilize to a point where people have rights. The individual has the right to do whatever they want as long as they don't victimize anybody else. That's why we set this government up this way, and that's why it's so dangerous to the rest of the world.
But the problem is, where we're at now, I don't know if it'll self-correct.
It'll self-correct.
You think so?
The people who believe it will reduce in size to some degree, but they will find each other. It's always happened like that.
Yeah, because, again, with the tapes and all that other shit, like, it all feels so weird.
This is the normalization phase.
But if you Republicans have the House, go and fucking do a whole goddamn thing and play all of this and then interview all these people that were in the new videos. Like, you have the power to do it. Why not do it?
The aristocracy will always protect itself first before any one person, before. That's why every now and again somebody just gets thrown to the wolves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But before any principle or idea, the aristocracy will protect the institution of the aristocracy first. You have to, if you're going to live in that environment.
That's what it feels like.
That's what it is. It's how it's happened in every culture in the history of humanity. It'll always happen that way.
Because all of it has seemed to disappear. With the J6 shit, like, nobody's really going to bring that to trial. I haven't seen anybody from the right even come out and say, hey, dude, let's get all the evidence. Let's get fine Ray apps. Let's do the whole thing.
We have direct evidence that that agents inside the federal government and then NGOs that are financed by the government were working in concert with social media companies to censor people and to affect the outcome of multiple elections. And not one goddamn thing has been done about it. This is the normalization phase. They will push it as far as they can until to make sure that people are like, oh, well, that's just how it is. I mean, think about this. You go to the DMV and it sucks and you know it's going to suck and you still go. And nobody really does anything to privatize it or make it more efficient or better. There's just like, that's part of life is that it sucks.
Right.
And it's been like that for 50 years and that's just how it is. It's part of life and it sucks and you accept it and you accept it and I accept it.
Yeah.
Right.
And I hate it.
And now it's going to be whatever new authoritarianism creeps in, we'll accept that too. That's how it works until there's some kind of precipice, until there's a breaking point where people have had enough. And it's hard to say when or where that'll be or how it'll happen, right? Because it used to be very clearly based on geography back in the day. I'm not just talking about the American Civil War, just throughout all of human history, when the Roman Catholics controlled the Czech Republic and all that entire area, right? Like you had to fucking ask the Pope's permission to make somebody king of one of your own country at the time.
Yeah.
Finally, they were like, well, you're pretty far away. Why don't you go fuck yourself? You know what I mean? But now we're all in this country together in, commercially speaking, the most successful country in the history of the world. And there's nowhere to go because there's 3,000 miles of fucking water on both sides of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see how this develops because it's never happened exactly like this before.
Well, look, the way we're celebrating victims and victimhood and all that other shit,
You're weakening the entire force.
Yeah, I don't know that it's going to change anytime soon.
I mean, think about that from the CCP or the Soviets' perspective, right? If we can get, like Americans are trending towards liberalism, so if we can get them to care more about victimhood than resilience, then we win.
Yeah.
And they've done it.
Yeah.
And they won.
The weird thing is I just don't look at the world like that. Like I look at Russia and China where, most of the citizens probably, as a guess, probably want to party and fucking hang and just be like us, right? But they don't have that option or opportunity where I wouldn't want to dumb down somebody else's society or make them change their fucking genders or whatever just because we might win a war in like 90 years against them.
You might not, right? But you're not a leader or politician.
Right.
America's been doing that globally since forever.
Name an example for the audience.
In the early 1950s, we helped overthrow a democratically elected government in Iran. And
what was the purpose of that exactly?
There's a lot of reasons, but mostly oil. Like the British Iranian oil company was starting to go down, and we were trying to make sure that we had a puppet dictator in place who would keep everybody in line.
Okay.
Right. And by 1979, the Ayatollah Khomeini was in power. So within half a generation, you know what I mean? And that happens a lot. So Panama is another example.
Yeah. Well, Panama I knew.
Panama and Colombia as well. So
Yeah.
here's what we did down there. We tried to put people in power who would work with us. And it started as a means to stop cocaine from coming in the U.S., but then the CIA figured out how lucrative it was.
Right.
So they started using that for their black appropriations. Instead of having to go to Congress for money, I can just sell drugs in black neighborhoods and make all the money I need. So as long as the fucking dictator in charge there is playing ball, then he's good to go no matter what he does, including fucking General Torrijos and then Manuel Noriega. And
Yeah.
then we put him in prison in 89, I think. But in Colombia, it was even worse because we were dropping fucking poison. Like the CIA was, I'm not the CIA, but American-backed organizations were literally dropping poison on all the farmland in Colombia to make sure they couldn't grow cocaine while the CIA was buying the cocaine from them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, we've been doing this forever.
So we're just as guilty as everybody else is what you're saying.
We're far more guilty than anybody else.
Gotcha.
With that specifically. So it's like when we have this debate about what we should or shouldn't be doing in Ukraine, it's very obvious to me that we should be doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because it's not our job to do that. And, people might come back with that and say something like when America's strong internationally, things go better. I don't think that that's true. they go better for us maybe a little bit, but that's only because we set that situation up. Think about it this way. 4 years ago, we were more or less energy independent, right? Gas was cheap as fuck.
Yeah.
It was less than $2. The way we did that was we stopped buying Russian gas, not all of it, right? But we stopped buying Russian. We started drilling more here domestically, and prices went down. And I don't remember a whole lot of terrorist attacks and shit like that going on when Trump was in office. Remember that? How we fucking killed Soleimani and they did nothing about it?
Yeah.
Right? That's because they knew they couldn't leverage energy prices against us, so they had no card to play. When you make all of your stuff at home, then you're good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
nobody can leverage that shit against you. George Bush made a deal with the Saudi government that if they started playing ball and give us information and intelligence so we could go hunt down Al-Qaeda, that we wouldn't tell the world that their royal family was culpable at best, if not directly responsible for 9/11. He made that, a fucking American president made that deal with a foreign government, right, that hates us. And that's the relationships we have. We have these weird, like, circumstantial relationships with evil people, evil organizations, because we don't want to fucking do what we have to do at home, and then carry that out to its logical conclusion. If you're Russia or the CCP, and you don't want America to have influence in countries like that, you want to be the one that has influence over energy production and stuff like that. Maybe convince a whole generation of people that the world's going to end if you don't stop using gas, right?
Well, it is, Dan.
It's not.
It is.
It's not gonna
We
do
all
that.
need to go electric.
When
Even
do
our
you
governor
think-
here, he got an electric wheelchair today. Jared Watts, he did. Are you friends with him?
He dug the cobalt out by himself. Though, so it's
Are you
cool.
friends with Governor Abbott?
I know I'm friends with the prior governor, Rick Perry.
Okay. Big Dick Rick?
Yeah.
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 I know the guy who built the chair for
Oh yeah.
Abbott. Yeah, him and I are homies.
I was just gonna say, like, I had brought this up to you a few weeks ago about. I feel like in our lifetime we could see a mass removal of information. Like,
Well, it's
I don't-
already
I don't-
it's
I don't
happening.
feel
It's
like
happening now, I feel
I
like.
don't feel like they're going
all
to
of
let
Roald
people
Dahl's
have
books,
access
the
to.
third and fourth generation family members of classical American and British authors are now allowing all of that stuff to be re-edited. Right? They're removing words. They're changing words. they're changing-
Sentences.
It's
That's
like,
happening now.
This
Yeah.
is 1984,
Yep.
right? And all of this stuff it's battlefield preparation, right? That's what it is. That's what we would call it, right? You drop in leaflets saying, "Hey, fucking, the Russians are going to come. They're going to fuck up your families," even though 65% of you are Russian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the eastern part of Ukraine, it's fucking nonsense. But that's how it goes, and it ends with, and this is the thing that should worry everybody that can hear the sound of my voice. The final stage of this is when the people in power start saying things that are not true and calling you crazy for not believing it.
But that's
right?
already happening
And
now.
So it's like in the end, the state would say that 2 + 2 = 5, and you would be forced to believe it.
Yeah.
Right? Because the logic of their position demands it.
No.
And
But that's what's happening this
That
last
is where
week.
we are now.
Yes.
So like people are like, are we going to have a civil war? I don't know about that shit. I don't know about a war, but this country's done. You know what I mean? And that's fine, right? Don't get too sentimental about it. It is what it is. Countries end all the time.
Everything. Dynasties end all the time, and that's just the way it is.
But what's important to remember is to figure out ways.
Do we have
to,
a yard sale with all of our nukes?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Find ways to protect and sustain yourself, and remember this. Write books about it. Talk about it. Save things. So hopefully maybe somebody learns from it in the future, and maybe we can rebuild this the way we built it in the first place, on principle, that is a self-correcting system and not on the whims of fucking retards.
I think it'll be after we get wiped out by an asteroid or something like that.
I think that there's going to be authoritarianism requires collaborators, right? So you can't, as let's say you wanted to take over the U.S. and make it fucking whatever,
Rossland.
communist or fascist or whatever.
Yeah.
The only way you can do that is if you convince the warrior class to support you,
Yes.
right? The warrior class includes cops,
Yep.
responders, all these people, and obviously the military as well, right? You have to convince those people to be on your side. That is the one thing that is staving all of this off in the United States. If it weren't for as a matter of fact, ironically enough, if it weren't for the global war on terror, the last 20 years of bullshit, to be honest, we would probably already be fucked. But they made the mistake of putting several tens of thousands of us out into the environment, and now shit's going to get real for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they know that. That's why they haven't made any of these precipitous moves. You didn't see people, like you saw a couple of examples in places like New York of people getting removed from restaurants and shit like that because they weren't wearing masks or didn't have a vaccine card or whatever. But in Canada, they were beating the fuck out of people. They were arresting people just for standing on the street without a mask on. Outside, on the street, on the sidewalk, on public property without a mask on, and you go to jail.
Yeah.
Right? The reason it didn't happen here is because there's assholes like us running around.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I think that was a mistake. It's going to stave it off for a little bit longer, but we're getting old. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we've got 10 or 15 more years where we will be physically capable of mounting a defense against that stuff, and then it's over.
Yeah, because the next generation's weak, and it keeps getting weaker and everything else. As far as like writing books and that, would you recommend reading Colin Kaepernick's new book?
You're talking about the one where he says the man and woman who adopted him didn't want him to have braids in his hair.
Sure did.
So they're racist now.
Yes.
Despite the fact that they adopted a black child, raised him as their own, made sure he was prepared for life.
In an entirely white, rich family, yeah. Do you have a picture of Kaepernick, Bob, and his actual family there? So I had never seen this photo until today, actually. I didn't really know this went down.
He's a good example of how people say
that's it, Bob. That's the one that we're showing today.
People say that gender is a social construct, but race is a social construct. Right?
Yeah.
Like I know a couple of different types of dudes, right? Like alpha or or whatever you want to call it, like but tough dudes, passive dudes, intellectual dudes. But there's only a couple, right? There's only a couple, but for race, it's expressed in all sorts of ways, right? Like there's 4 or 5 different races expressed at the same time by the same person sometimes, if you want to classify it that way.
Yeah, and Bob, throw that picture up one more time here real quick. With this, because I'd never seen this until today. I, first of all, was unaware that he was adopted. Mm-hmm. Secondly, in a huge family like this, I mean, what is that? 2 sisters, a brother, and then him?
This is, like, it's not just a white family. Like
it's a white family from fucking Milwaukee.
It's the whitest family.
Like, of all time. This looks like your family.
Karen cut.
They're in Wisconsin.
Yeah. So he said today that they were racist for not letting him put his hair in cornrows and some other shit in school and expressing his blackness, I guess, which is crazy to me. I read the quotes and I saw the thing because I believe it's a children's book that he was promoting today, and with that. They said that the cornrows made him look like a thug, and then if he could not do that, it'd be great. And then his response was, the black athletes that I looked up to growing up were like Allen Iverson, who wore their blackness like a shield and their cornrows and stuff like a shield.
A shield against what?
The world.
Well, that's dumb. But this is what he's describing is the age-old battle between parents and children. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. There's nothing racial about that. Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Like pull up your pants, dude.
Yeah.
And it's not just black people sagging their pants at the time when that phrase became popular. When Dennis Leary, I think it was in '97, he's like, pull up your fucking pants. It was a punchline for an entire hour-long special he did. He wasn't talking to black people. You know what I mean?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Eminem, all those guys.
When he was a kid, and he tells this story in '92 in No Cure for Cancer, it's like bell bottoms, right? Like it's just some stupid fashion expression that people do because you want to feel some measure of control over your life. Mm-hmm. So you rebel a little bit. Not enough to get you in real trouble, but you rebel a little bit, and that becomes part of your identity for a while. And then you grow up. You know what I mean? Problem is nobody's growing up anymore. That's just like now they're him and Harry, Prince Harry. They're writing a book about how fucking hard life is. These rich motherfuckers that have never faced any real peril in their entire lives, who have grown up as cushy as a human being can.
Mm-hmm. Stop it. He's killed 25 people.
Oh, no.
Who has?
Prince Harry.
Oh, that's right, dude. He killed all those people, dude.
Did
He's a real war hero.
I'm obviously not going to read that book, but does he mean that as a JTAC or when he was a gunner on a helicopter? Or
I think he was a JTAC.
I think
he was a JTAC.
Was he a wet?
I think he referred to it as a JTAC because I think I didn't obviously read either, but he said it was like for missions he called in or something like that.
Yeah, JTAC.
Yeah,
That's pretty amazing, dude. He's a war hero.
maybe.
He's a war hero.
I mean, I don't know how heroic it is, but
well, he told us, so it's fine. Once he told us, it was good.
I mean, you're dropping $100,000 bombs on people that
Yeah. Why not?
Is being a JTAC just battlefield swatting?
Well, Jerry was a JTAC.
I know. That's what I'm asking. He got it.
Yeah. What do you think? Is it?
no.
I don't know, man. You get on a phone, you say, "Oh, there's bad guys here." And then
Oh
someone-
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it is. I'm up high, like almost. It's kind of like being the judge at a tennis match. You're in the tall chair.
Yeah.
not always.
and you're
though,
just
'cause
looking around.
There's one time you were at that place, or you were with that Iraqi commander, and he was about to get fucking murked up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I brought British GR4s down to as low as they would go.
You
they were
brought
scraping.
Prince Harry down. Just
No,
say
he
it.
wasn't.
Just say it was.
He wasn't in a
H.
GR4.
He was in a rotary
He was in
wing
an
aircraft.
Apache.
Yeah.
But they came down like probably like 8 feet above power lines in the middle of Baghdad,
Going about
And-
600 miles per
yeah,
hour.
and those are big planes.
Yeah.
And they're loud.
Like you think
And-
NASCAR was loud? Imagine NASCAR, but probably 4 times as loud as that, and there's a giant pop. I mean, it was almost like the flyover, but way lower. So imagine that flyover.
But they were going way
imagine
faster.
imagine that flyover, but it was 20 feet over.
That's
your
just
head. It was
called.
the ceiling right
It's
there.
called a show of force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where you throw your dick on the table real quick without dropping any bombs to try and de-escalate a situation. Because that's what was happening. Is we had the Jaish al-Mahdi militia was coming out to try and steal the Iraqi army general. Like they were starting to mass up and surround his little area, and they were
They were gonna
calling
pincer.
the Iraqi army people saying, "Put your guns down. You don't want this fight because there's a lot of us."
Yeah.
We're taking that general. And that's when I was like, well, check out these jets.
And then what was the final result?
Oh,
of that?
they left.
They bounced
Like, oh,
after
yeah.
that?
Once
Yeah.
those jets came screaming down there, they were like, yeah, we're not playing this game today.
That's funny. That's funny. But back to Kaepernick real quick. I felt awful for his parents watching that interview this morning.
I know that's got to be so embarrassing.
God damn it,
That you're
dude.
just like your head is in your hand as you're
You
just
adopted a kid. You already
Yeah.
had, because I didn't know
and
he had a big family
got
already.
To the NFL.
Yeah, and I didn't know that it was a huge family. So it's not like you didn't you couldn't have kids or whatever, and then you had to adopt or something like that. Like they already had a full family.
I
They
mean,
were
you can
clearly
imagine-
trying to help someone out,
Yeah.
and then they did his entire fucking life, and they gave him a great life because his parents didn't want to. His real parents didn't fucking want him. Dropped him off in a basket at a fucking firehouse. And
that
I
what
don't
they
know if
did?
That's true.
Is
I
that
don't know
what
if
they
that's
did?
true? But then he comes out years later and was just like, "Yeah, my parents were fucking racist." Like, god damn, dude, it just sucks to see.
Yeah, his
That's money. He wants
his dad
another
was
deal.
He's got money.
his dad was black. His mom was white. Dad left mom. She's 19, and the new parents adopted him when he was 5 weeks old, I believe.
Okay, what happened to the mom?
She just couldn't handle
was
it.
19.
Probably, yeah.
She's just like, "I'm out."
I guess, yeah. But it's like, you can imagine the conversation when you already have multiple kids. You're like, hey, I think let's have another kid. And then wife or dad is like, well, why don't we adopt a kid? Yeah, it sounds pretty racist, right?
Yeah.
Like you live in Milwaukee, which the north side of Milwaukee can be tough. So you're like, well, why don't we grab one of these kids that's going to have a hard time in his life and make his life better? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's,
And then he
again,
has a great
This
time.
is just what I said before. It's just the constant nonsense between parents and children, and it's just getting worse now. It's fucking that's your identity now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Your
it just
identity,
sucks,
your
dude.
identity used to be, oh yeah, he's a tough guy. He's had a hard time, but he's fucking really getting after it now. He's very, very successful.
Mm-hmm.
Now your identity is like, oh, he's got a hard time. It's like, oh,
Aww.
Terry
Aw,
Schiavo had a hard
Puddin'.
time.
That's Schiavo. Yeah, that's Terry Schiavo on that.
I don't know where that came from. We found it in an old box.
Well, we did a huge Schiavo thing on the show. Remember
Well,
that?
he and I did a huge Schiavo thing in 2008.
Right. And then we talked about it on the show, and then a listener sent that in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. I just noticed it.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's been there for a while. This Silicon Valley Bank story, I think we'll get to on Monday on the fake news. Everybody's DMing me about it right now. It's kind of just ongoing as we speak, so I don't know much about it right now. What's the quick gist of this?
Are you talking about the what is it? Starts with an E?
It's SVB, Silicon Valley
Bank.
or SVB. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not sure.
It says it's a lender to some of the biggest names in the technology world. On Friday, became the largest bank to fail since the 2008 financial crisis. It's a developing story.
Yeah, I'm not
and they're
sure.
trying to figure it out.
I think there must have been some kind of liquidity crisis because something happened, and then there was a run on the bank, and then they failed. Right? It's like Mr. Smith goes to Washington, or not that one. What's the other one?
Yeah.
The one where he's a fucking angel or whatever. For that old fucking dude.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful
It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah.
Celsius. That's what I was thinking of.
Your
Celsius?
money's not here. Your money's in Steve's house. Come on.
I love when an accidental Jimmy Stewart reference comes up because I'm waiting for it, and I love it. Know that I love it every time, and I've never gotten sick of it. I've never gotten sick of it. But the clip that everybody keeps DMing me is Kramer last month, Jim Kramer on CNBC, telling everybody to buy this thing.
yeah.
And now
He's
they're
wrong about
bankrupt.
everything.
Holy shit. He was crying 3 or 4 months ago over another stock Facebook. Facebook was the one that he went all in on, and then it cratered, and then he was crying on air. This is going to be worse. So.
Someone showed, this was like a year ago. I mean, this has been a meme forever that he is the exact, like he doesn't know shit. But someone actually did the numbers, I think like a year ago, 6 months ago.
Yep.
And like on if you just faded Kramer.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Dan Crenshaw's doing.
Dude, and you like legitimately, like they were like, you'd be up above what like the average, it's like a
So you do
congressman,
the
right?
opposite of what
you
he's
just
telling you to do.
fade Kramer, and you would be beating the average hedge fund if you fade Kramer.
That's hilarious.
This is a real problem, though. I mean, they managed a little over $200 billion in assets, which, as banks go, that's like medium size, right? I mean, when you talk about investment banks, especially like BlackRock, is quite a bit larger than that.
Yes.
But I think they managed 12 or 13 trillion dollars in assets, for comparison's sake. But
yeah, Wells Fargo has 18 trillion.
Yeah.
And they're like a friendly bank with a wagon.
But this is soft money that's tied up in a lot of companies. A lot of companies who are using it for throughputs for investments and stuff like that in Silicon Valley. And right now, what I'm reading here is that the FDIC is working right now to see how many of the accounts are over the insurance limit. So FDIC insures your money up to $250,000.
I was going to say usually it's $250,000.
Yeah, it's not that much money.
No.
Like I struggle to believe that anybody has less than that in that bank. Right?
Oh yeah.
Because who would use a bank like that without having that kind of capital?
No.
So this could be the start of the depression, right? This could lead to it. Like there's a lot of people predicting a stock market crash sometime in the next 60 to 90 days.
Well, I think, and again, this is happening as we speak here, so we'll cover it more on Monday. But I believe the market is down a fuck ton today. So
it wasn't looking good.
Yeah, because what is it? 4 o'clock here.
It's down a full percent today.
Oh, 345. Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yep.
And it's down 4.5% over the last week, and it's down 6.8% over the last month. So.
And then the Fed's going to raise rates here in a week or so.
Here's the problem.
This is not going to be great.
Another jobs report came out today, and it's like, most jobs ever, and this is the propaganda machine. This is
All you got to do is say shit now.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be real.
But the problem with that is that
watch anything come out of Jean-Pierre's mouth.
Yeah, she's the goddamn worst.
But the problem is that the issue doesn't get solved. You know what I mean? It's like you got cancer. You're like, fuck that. I don't got cancer.
Right.
Oh, well, you're
You
dying,
kinda
bitch.
do,
So
yeah.
good
Yeah.
luck. I mean, I think a stock market crash is coming pretty soon.
I do too. I just don't know when.
What would a crash entail? Like, what would it have to get down to?
Well, I would say, what is it at 32 right now?
Basically.
Yeah, I would-
31.9.
I would say 27 or 26,000 would probably.
And that would mean that everything's crashed.
Well, you're looking at, I would say 20%. So yeah, you can knock off 6,000 out of that. That's probably where it is. I mean, that would be pretty massive. Housing on the other side of this, interest rates are so high that the housing market is down, 14 consecutive months now at this point?
So on Black Monday, which is the beginning of the Wall Street crash of 1929, it was a 12.8% drop in one day.
Okay, so yeah.
And overall, it fell 23%. So probably somewhere in that range, probably 10% crash in one day would do it.
Would do it, yeah.
Because here's what happens. We're already experiencing record inflation. It makes paper money worth even less immediately for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Which is problematic for anybody that has money floating around, especially. If you've got your money, it sucks, but you can fucking wait it out sometimes. But if your money's floating around places, now that order for 400,000 fucking aluminum cans we just put in, for example, they call us back and we're like, hey, we can't do it for that price. So our money's just out there now.
Right,
and it's losing value by the second. And that's true for people who are renters because you have to deal with landlords whose property values are starting to get fucked with.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it permeates through your entire fucking economy.
Absolutely. Luckily, we have that price locked in, so we're good.
Yeah.
That's how I talked to them this morning.
But in 29, the total loss was somewhere like 90%, right?
Yeah, it was bad.
Once it bottomed out, I think at 32,
Yep.
it was 90% loss.
Yep.
Interesting to see if that happens again. There's so many foreign companies and countries that are invested in our stock market. It would, I don't know. We'll see.
Interesting to see. But I got all your DMs. I thought we'd chat about it today. As we know more about this story, as it keeps going on, we'll chat about it on Monday. Now is the point in the show we get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week. And again, if you're in the Austin area and want to pop by and be on the show and give out the Drinkin' Bro of the Week, why don't you come on up, dude? Yeah.
Oh,
come on up.
Evan.
Oh, Evan. Another giant man in here. Look at you, dude. You want to swap out there real quick? We'll put Evan in there. Yeah, we'll put him on the mic, dude.
Yeah, how's it going today?
There
I
it
appreciate
is.
you guys having me in.
I like how Jared doesn't get up, dude. He just makes him stand up there like Fetterman. He
all
makes
right.
you stand
That's all right. I
like
was sitting the whole
Fetterman,
time.
dude.
That's all right.
I like it, dude. Tell everybody your name.
Evan Vasquez. Live in Austin. Made the long trek of 4 miles away.
Wow.
So I may have been.
How was it?
The
You
longest
thirsty?
drive here.
You thirsty, fella?
Oof. You know what? I got a couple plans tonight, so I don't
Sure
want to drink
do.
too many hard AFs.
No, you were
So
killing the hard AFs. I think you said you were going to a rodeo
yeah,
tonight.
Yeah, going to the rodeo tonight. So
Hell yeah, that's
Is
the
that
most Texas shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Well, rodeo here means you're going out to lasso fat girls.
No, he said he's got a girl, so he's good. You got a lady?
Yeah. I got a wife. I don't need to lasso any fat girls tonight. Maybe next weekend after she hears this.
Yeah, or
I'm
just the
allowed to
second
say what I
wife, you know? Yeah, you're good to go.
But they
go.
say that the second
I'm
wife's
doing it
always
right
better
now.
than the first wife, though, right? So
Yeah. You got time.
I got time. So, but yeah,
How long you been listening to the show?
a little over 2 years now. So really enjoy the show so far.
Appreciate it so far.
So
It's
far,
gonna get
so
worse.
you know, there's always time for change. You know,
Yeah, of
people
course.
change and grow. So
We don't grow. We don't grow, dude.
you know,
Have you gone deep
I
in the
went
catalog?
deep. I went deep, and I got to say, Dan, after you came on the show, I really enjoyed it more. So
Yeah.
it's not a knock on you
Fuck
guys.
all
Not
you.
a knock on you guys, but
Not at all.
I love his
Single him
dry
out,
humor.
dude.
His dry humor. You're just over here kind of like fucking off sometimes, and he's like, dude, get it the fuck together, you know? So
I love the honesty.
year of begging him.
Yeah,
I had to drag
Yeah,
love-
I was not into it.
I love the honesty. Is that true?
He hated it.
I didn't know that.
Hated it.
I don't like the attention.
That's true. Oh, well, that I know. Obviously. Even we were booking things for we just signed the deal with the Florida Marlins, Miami Marlins down there for Major League Baseball. We're going down there. Yeah, but I was like, hey, thinking about getting an Airbnb. And his first response was, I'd prefer my own hotel room. I was like, God damn it, man. I mean, we got like 10
I can't blame him.
people going and all this shit. So
We'll see how it goes.
You know the rules. Who'd you like to give the Drinking Bro of the Week to?
I give it to my wife. She puts up with my bullshit. We moved down here.
Does she watch the show?
No, fuck
Oh,
no.
thank
No,
God.
she hates
Don't
the
let her.
show.
Don't let her.
She's like, why are you guys listening to this? Or why do you, not you guys, why do I listen to it?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I have good taste.
I ask myself the same question.
She let me, we moved down here chasing a dream. Dream didn't come true, but it turned into something else. Run my own small company. I've got a couple trucks. All this construction right here, going all the cement. I haul cement.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, look, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like in business and life, you have to pivot. Nothing is ever going to be what you think it is, and if you're not prepared for that, then you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
So, would you say it's better or worse what you're doing now?
It's 100 times better. I came down here to be a state trooper. I made it all the way to the very end. I'm a drinking bro, so maybe that's why I didn't get the job.
You think so?
They might be like,
Texas,
you're kind of a
right?
piece of shit, man. You drink a little bit too much. You like to fuck around a little bit too much. I don't know. I don't know if that was the reason why or not, but made it to the end. It didn't work out. Thought I was going to go to college, and then I had a couple buddies who were like, man, we're buying trucks because I got my CDL. I've been driving almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's been the best thing that's ever happened to me. It was a tough year last year, and then it's been working out better this. Well, 2021 was a tough year. 2022 was a really good year. So
That's great.
We're growing. So.
Well, thank you for your support.
Yeah, man,
Thanks
I
for coming
appreciate you
down
guys
today.
having me.
Have fun at the rodeo
Yes,
tonight.
sir. Yes, sir.
And yeah, dude, you're married, so you don't have to rope any fat ones tonight.
Not tonight. Maybe next week.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Cool.
Thanks for being here. Hey, stay on, and I'll give the outro from here in the wide. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. It's all the advertisers give a shit about. I'm tired of saying, just get over 10,000. I don't really care after that. Spotify, same thing. Just a 5-star, and then you can walk away. Ohio State is about to win here on a Friday, so I'm going to be drinking a lot after this goddamn show. For D'Anthony Holloway, Jared Cat Puke Taylor, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros France Press. Good night, everyone.